I just came across this really weird, interesting node. So let's take a look at how we can use it to generate some sort of like greeble or panel type effect. So I'm in Solaris here. Let's go ahead and drop down a SOP create. This project file will be available on Patreon. If you want to grab it, you can do so on there. But let's drop down a pig head, and I don't need the shader. I'm going to drop down a subdivide, and then I'm going to need a couple of groups. So I'm going to drop down a group node, and I'm going to call this one start. I want it to be on the edges, and then I'm going to include by random chance. So let's just randomize the seed there. And we're going to set this to something really low, like 0.0, or let's do 0.1. And then we're going to duplicate that group. We're going to call this end, and we're going to just vary that global seed there a little bit. And then we're going to drop down the node that I found, which is called the group find path, which is sort of similar to something like a shortest path algorithm. I don't know. It's really weird and interesting, and I encourage you to play around with it because it's kind of cool. So I'm going to plug in our groups here. First of all, I'm going to set this to manual for a second, and then I'm going to plug in our groups. So we'll do start and end. And then if I just leave this as is, it's going to take a little bit to cook here. But I'm going to play around with these settings. I'm going to set this to loops, and then I'm going to set this to extend to edge. And then I'm going to set this to force edge loop. And now if I turn this back to auto update, we should get some groups here. And it gives us something a little bit interesting. So let's go ahead and maybe up our subdivisions. This will take just a second to calculate. And then we get a much more interesting effect. And we can play around with our start and our end group here. So if I just move this out of the way a little bit, I can play with the global seeds here, and then it should update here just a second. You see we get a little bit of a different result. And you can just mess around with these. If you want to have less of the groups, we can reset this to 0.01%. And then 0.01% for this as well. And we get a much cleaner set of lines. I'm going to up this back up to 0.1 though. And maybe I'll just leave it like that. So let's turn these into panels. So we're going to need to kind of split these off. A good way to do that is using the edge cusp node. And that's just going to basically split based off of whatever group that we set. So if we set that to that group find path 1, that's the group that it outputs. By the way, if I just go back here for a second, we can have it go based off of UVs, which is kind of cool. And we can have it like avoid a collision group if we want. There's really a lot to this node, and it's kind of cool to play around with. So definitely recommend playing around with it. But with this edge cusp node, if we drop down an exploded view, you can see what this does. It basically just splits based off of the edge groups that we have set. So you just set that off to the side for now. And then I'm going to drop down a connectivity. This is just going to give us a integer or a primitive integer once we set that there. So we've got all these split based off of the connectivity. And then I'm going to drop down an attribute wrangle. I'm going to use that class attribute here to vary the z-scale. So I'm going to do f at z-scale is equal to, and then we're going to use the floor function, and we're going to fit. We're going to use a fit 01, and we're going to randomize based off of that class. So at class, and then we're going to fit, like I said, that 0 to 1 value to 0 to 2 so that we can get a 0 or a 1 value for our z-scale. And then I look at this, drop down a poly extrude. We can come to local control, enable that distance scale, and we can just kind of crank that up a little bit. And you can see that we get some type of like paneling going on here. Looks like we want this to run over primitives, not points. My mistake there. We get some paneling, and then we can mess around with the scale. So let's drop that back down. That's obviously way too much. Set this to like 0.01 maybe. And you get this type of panel-like grid going on here. I don't know, it's kind of cool. And then we can, again, just mess around with the global seeds, get a different look. Don't like that one. Play around with these and get something we maybe like. We get some kind of cool looking effects going on with our geometry. So let's look a little bit at kind of what this does. Let's drop down a grid. And again, I'm going to just copy these over for a second. And let me just lay these out. I'm going to take the grids and just crank up the rows and columns. And then I'm going to just copy this group find path. So we have everything already set up. So I can take these and just increase the percentage now on these. We get essentially the same thing. You see we have some type of like grid panel lines type effect going on, and we can just plug that right back into our poly extrude, and let's set this be a little bit higher of a value. You can really see kind of what's going on here. We get some interesting looks here. So with this group find path, we have these lines that come up, and we can play around with the different settings here. If we turn off this extend to edge, it'll just stop. If I set this instead of random chance, if I set this to be like let's set this to primitives for a second. And we have 2400 primitives. So if I turn this off and set this to 2400, you can see kind of what happens here with our group. So it's kind of trying to connect them with the shortest possible path, but it's also like trying to not make any super harsh turns as well. So if I come in here and instead of stop at end, I put extend to edge, you can see that it extends out this way. And then if we close path, it's going to extend it all the way back around. And these settings don't really do a whole lot unless you have like a bunch of different primitives or whatever included. So you can see this kind of like extends it out. It's just kind of something you have to play around with. It's a little weird the way that it works, but it's kind of cool, like I said, to play with. I enjoy kind of messing with it. Let's set this back to be a random chance here. And then you can see we get some different effects based off of, whatever settings we choose. But that is kind of an overview of how you can go about creating these panel lines. Gives you a nice little effect. And then you can just toss in some lighting and you get a pretty nice little effect. Anyways, hopefully this has helped you out. I had no idea that this node even existed. Definitely worth playing around with. And I'm curious to see what some other people might come up with as far as what they can use it for. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and have a good day.